Well, a good example of what could and can happen if the United Nations have their way and take over U.S. sovereignty. And that's a scary idea because, people who want to take care of the environment, more power, and we all do. But when you take it to such an extreme to where the government is telling you everything you can do, where you live,
well, you can make it work on a very small scale. The Masdar Initiative is 6 square kilometers, and it's going to take $22 billion to build. And although it has impressive statistics in terms of sustainability, water usage, and stuff like that, over its lifetime, it's going to save $2 billion. And the math just doesn't work out. You can't make this work for the entire planet. And they expect to be a major center of excellence for green extremists. And as far as I'm concerned, they all can go there as long as they leave this country.
Yeah. In contrast to the control the government wants to give us, we had a great alternative, and we still do, matter of fact, and it's the 10 Commandments.
Well, the Bible itself gives us a lot of guidance on the topic. I mean, Jesus, when asked if you should pay taxes, asked for a denarius, and he pointed out the picture of Caesar and said, render under Caesar what is Caesar's. But private property doesn't belong to Caesar. In fact, the concept that property belongs to government unless they allow you to use it that's the road to serfdom. And the Bible is also very clear about that there's nothing wrong with wealth accumulating. And I don't remember the verse, but it says, don't favor a poor man in a suit against a rich man. In other words, judge equally. And in fact, a specific verse in Leviticus, thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but righteously judge thy neighbor, which tells me that the Bible is perfectly comfortable with the accumulation of wealth. And the biblical inheritance is that you would divide up your portion in a number of children plus one, and the oldest son would get a double portion. Doesn't say anything about the government taking money.
Yeah. Well, and I think our biggest mistake in the United States is that the church went and accepted the 501c3. They got out of politics, and also the church started being a New Testament only gospel, and
now the pastors are afraid to speak out on issues of the day for losing their tax status.
Yeah, and pretty soon, you'll wind up going to jail for saying, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah. Well, in Oregon, we're doing something about it. Oregon is one of 4 states west of the Mississippi that still has a state death tax. And there's an initiative petition being circulated to repeal Oregon's death tax. And people can go to www.endoregondeathtax.com for more information. But really what it does is it phases out the death tax in over a number of years, and as of 2016, the death tax would be abolished as an Oregon state tax. And it also gradually eliminates capital gains taxes when transferring property among family members. And that's not a part they talk about really very much, but it's a really cool aspect of the petition. That's www.endoregondeathtax.com.
Right. And how many signatures do we need? Any idea?
Well, we need a lot more than's required by law because we have a corrupt Secretary of State that will do everything that she can to throw out as many signatures as possible. So you typically need 50 to 75% more than the law requires just to get on the ballot.
Yeah, so as Republicans.
If you can go to that website and download either single signature forms that you can sign and mail into the petitioners, or I think you can also download regular forms as well.
Yeah. Another petition that's out that I just want to mention is ending public funding abortions. Meaning people can still have their abortions, it's just the taxpayer won't have to pay for it.
Well, you see, if you have abortions, you don't care about the inheritance tax. There's nobody to pass your property on to.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot we can say about abortion, and that's something
that's a whole other show.
We'll do another show. The New World Order, 10 planks of the New World Order. Speaking of maintaining humanity under, what is it, $500 million. That's number
right
one.
Now, what's our population? 5.5, 6 billion?
Are we in the trillions?
No, not in population yet. That's national debt. But I think we're around 5 or 6 billion, and they want to get us down to 500 million. How's that going to happen?
Well,
Death camps,
yeah,
starvation. How do you get there? And if we have to reduce the population by that much, will the sponsors of this initiative set an example by them removing themselves from this planet first? No,
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I've asked them, and they always look at me
lead
no.
by example.
Yeah, lead by example, and
Yeah.
no, they won't do that,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep, and number 3, just to kind of go to the 3s, because we're going to be talking about the Commandment 3 of the Bible next week, but New World Order, unite humanity with a new living language. So I guess we can write off English.
Well,
I don't know what language they...
Remember the 1984 by George Orwell? One of the tools of oppression was removing from the language concepts that would cause people to think of freedom and rebel. It was called doublespeak and doublethink. So that's actually George Orwell incarnate.